Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All of the relevant exec are here, so if there are any questions on this paper, please address them to us.
Mr. Chairman.
Councillor Dick.
Resource management science, last paragraph, filters collected in a campaign to monitor road dust at too high will be sent to the laboratory to quantify the amount of PM10 accumulated on each. Now that result would be of significant interest to the Regional Transport Committee, which has the issue of sealing of State Highway 38 on its agenda as a standing item and continually receives complaints and pleas from residents to help them in their health by dealing with the dust problem. So could I just ask that information goes through to the committee or to the to at least the transport manager, please?
And could I follow up that with just how long did it go for? Who are we collecting on behalf of? And is it finished yet, or and dare I say that, are you able to talk about some of the results, or is it too early yet?
Through you, Mr. Chair, it's too early to talk to the results. Literally just picked up the equipment yesterday, or I brought back some filters yesterday. I had thought it was going to the middle of July, so I think the program or the campaign still has a little bit of time to run yet. And my understanding is that it was a District Health Board generated initiative, so we were responding to their request. And I would invariably that information will be collected and reported, and I will ensure that it goes to the Transport Committee.
And a subsequent question: why winter? Were they explicit why they want it done in winter, not summer? Sorry,
I don't know enough about it to be helpful. Sorry.
Okay, other questions, Councillor Belford.
So the application's in, the paperwork is still being worked through by staff, so no decision has been reached in terms of issuing or otherwise of the consent. When it says issued, that was a presumption, I guess, that there was that it was not going to be notified. It's likely that it would be non-notified. It is just for the initial cellar works, the initial collar. We're talking about a hole, I think, that's 8 metres deep. To construct it. There's no site works, it already has a site, but the staff are working through that at the moment. I think there's draft. So just for, if it's helpful, we have set up a web page on Council's web that has this application and the details associated with it. That's been up and running for a couple of weeks now. And I have been in regular contact with the various interest groups through Pauline Elliott and Paul Bailey about this to try and keep people as informed as possible. So it is as publicly available as we can make it and trying to keep people safe.
Thank you, Councillor Hewitt.
It's supplementary. I'm interested. Where is Borehole?
It's Parongaho, back of Mangarapa. It's sort of Wilder Road, that area.
I wonder where the you're round. We'll let you vote. Any other questions on this piece of work? Councillor Scott.
Yes, could we get an update on progress with Plan Change 5?
We had mediation last week, which I wasn't unable to attend. There are two memorandums coming out of that. One deals with provisions around significant wetlands, and there is proposed to be a program of identifying the margins of 5 or 6 5 wetlands that have been agreed to, and including that as a schedule into the plan change to meet the concerns of forest and bird and fish and game regarding the ephemeral parts of some of those significant wetlands. The other memorandum basically summarises all the other agreements that have been looked at in response to the appeals. The only outstanding element is around is with Ngāti Kahungunu, specifically around Objective 21 and 22. I think that's probably that's where we're at. So we're looking at presenting those memorandums to the Environment Court with a reporting date in September, I think, with regard to the wetland provisions. So yeah, quite a good result at the end of three mediation sessions.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Just a quick note. I think it's a great work plan and very detailed, and I enjoy reading it. I just worry that our senior staff are spending so much time writing work plans. I hope you're doing some work outside writing work plans for us.
Our staff write their work plans for us.
Compared to last month's one, Councillor, it might be the same.
Okay. On that note, anyone else? Someone happy to move? You happy to move, Councillor Dick? We have a seconder, Councillor Graham. Thank you. No speakers. Put that motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Everyone obviously left too early today for the Chairman's monthly report. They watch it tomorrow, probably. We take it as read, absolutely. Didn't take long to read. What's happened there? Oh, the Helicopter Rescue Trust, AGM. I sort of got involved there. The Mayor's put me up as an independent chair to represent their interests in the selection of a new board, and it was quite a privilege to get a bit closer to that organisation and go along to their AGM the other night. They do great work. They do incredible work. The P&L in the AGM, AGM finances was incredible. How much money they make. They do make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. There's no questioning. $42,000 a week it costs to run that service. It's huge. To get half the funding that they require is guaranteed. The rest they go and find themselves. So, huge amount of respect for what we have as a service in Hawke's Bay. Let's make that point. Andy Train has come back. A few of them have come back. Anyway, if there are no questions there. Councillor Scott?
Chairman, would you allow me a comment on the delegation that you gave me?
Absolutely, yep.
I think that event highlighted a number of really fine young people. The competition was fierce. The feeling that we came away from is, it's really great to see that we've got such good contestants in such a age of this. I think that every one of them was a winner, and they were very fine young people we should be proud of. We sponsor the field day. We don't particularly sponsor this event, so I think it would be really nice if this council actually wrote to the winner and wished them well for the finals, and perhaps we could highlight something about this in our place at some time, because it's well worth celebrating.
Thank you. Can I catch up with you after the meeting at some stage, not necessarily tonight, but to perhaps do format something to send off? I think that's a great idea. Councillor Bevan.
Well, I'd quite like to know about that as well. I attended the meeting and I'd heartily endorse what Councillor Scott has to say. Without exception, I think the 6 or 7 finalists were all really good, fantastic. They all presented really well. We're all very proud of what they'd achieved, and it was a really good competition and a good evening.
Just in terms of the delegation, I understand you're going to get an invitation to judge next year's Waimarama bathing contest. I'll take your place if you like.
Mr. Chairman, just
Well,
on my...
I need to see that in writing before I...
Just on my delegation, Mr. Chairman, I just noted that you didn't give me your chequebook for buying the painting for your office. So when I went to the Artex Gala opening...
They don't give me a chequebook, councillor.
I was going to say, under your delegation, I see that I'm not mentioned. I thank you for leaving me out of the limelight here, but the only person who hasn't picked over my life lately.
Someone happy to move that we accept that report? Thank you, councillor Barker. Thank you, councillor Bevan. Put that motion in. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. General business, and I'm going to cheekily add one at the end because I wasn't here when it was taken. So we've got proposed, my goodness, rail trip. Oh, councillor Dick.
Yeah.
I thought you were only married to a doctor, councillor Scott. You are not. Doctor's writing.
Mr. Chairman, I emailed everyone after Councillor Bevan asked if it may be possible to inspect the line, and Dean McCoy from NGR has offered to bring 1 or 2 high rail double cab trucks up. They're trucks that run on rail and on road, and we've had a bit of a chat, and in the first sort of iteration it would be up there and back in the same day, a pretty long day. But if we split it and one team went up in the morning, leaving from Esdale about 8 o'clock in the morning, definitely be in Wairau in time for lunch, and then a car or 2 cars could drive up to Wairau with the second shift to come back on the high rail in the afternoon, and then the morning shift drive back in the car sort of thing. So it would make it a manageable day or days. The issue is, well, he's suggesting Friday the 11th or 18th, and I haven't really looked at my diary.
Which month? July?
Of July, sorry.
Oh.
And a second run on Saturday if need be for numbers. Now everyone has indicated that they'd like to do it, date permitting, but except Mr. Mohi is not available. Pardon?
My insurance company wanted to go.
Well, I mean, I was thinking with the trucks we could throw a couple of bikes on the back and draw lots for who cycles over the Mohaka Viaduct. So.
Well, you've got a couple of dates here. Should we just work on those dates?
Yeah, Tom Skirman indicated he might be able to help a little bit with funding, but Liz, it would sort of require some...
Oh.
Well, he only wants his petrol, but I think we'd have to put him up for a couple of nights.
Leave that with us. Absolutely.
Right.
11th.
18th.
Friday the 11th or the 18th.
Yeah, LGNZ.
18th is LGNZ conference. The 11th would be preferable.
The 11th?
But let's firm that up over the next day or so.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, are you? Is everyone still interested in going? Any staff interested in going? Yeah, Liz.
Oh, I think if we are looking at investing, it
Okay.
would be worth.
So
more area.
I would think probably that might have to be another run on Saturday actually.
Okay.
Or either that, or he brings 2 trucks down.
How many does each truck take? Sorry, just...
4 plus a driver.
That's
So, well, if it's okay with you, Liz, I'll get some prices for you.
yeah, that's
Okay, and aiming for the 11th, is it?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, Councillor Bevan, Environmental Flows, RWSS.
Thank you, Chair. This is not a matter that came up in the discussion on RWSS this morning, but it's something I'm interested in because of all the comment that's been made around the potential economic downturn if the dam does not go ahead. And as I understand it, the flushing flows, which each release 1 million cubic metres of water, will make a difference to the flow rate in the river for a short amount of time, but won't address the underlying minimum flow level that Plain Change 6 is currently going to require of us, which is 5.2 cusecs. And looking at the information we've been given on the dam and the environmental flows that will be permanent, or the minimum flows that will run down the Makarora River in, let's say, in summer in a drought, which are 1.3 cusecs, that doesn't address the minimum flow rate in the Tukituk, even if the dam does go ahead. And I'm wanting to find out, am I missing something? Because the dam has been portrayed as addressing the issue of minimum flow rates and the downturn in economic activity in the Tuki, but it seems to me that it doesn't actually do that at all. And I'm looking for some clarification.
So perhaps we can take the opportunity to provide you with a more elaborate answer at some point in the future, but just sort of top of head reply. The key impact that the dam will have on Tukituk minimum flows is people will no longer be taking water out of the Tukituk River. They will be getting it piped or whatever so there'll be water staying in the river as opposed to being drawn out. So that's one, and then the other is obviously around the less impact potentially from flushing flows. But I might get Ian to
I'll
add
ask
a bit more of that.
Mr. Maxwell to comment, but I don't think we're getting into a debate here. I
Yeah.
think an elaborate
Well,
answer
we can certainly
would be
find
useful
out
to
more
all of us.
information for you.
Would be useful to all of us.
Certainly provide you with more detailed information, but I guess the fundamental premise is that the groundwater takes in the catchment have an ongoing residual impact on flows in the catchment, and that's been modelled, so we have an understanding of that, and from memory it's between 700 and 1400 litres per second effect. So that's a permanent effect on the flow of the river from the effect of groundwater takes. So if all irrigation comes in the catchment, comes off the ground and surface water takes out of storage, those flows in time will come back up by that amount. So that's the benefit that comes immediately from providing storage, as well as the flushing flows. So it's that ongoing chronic impact that's alleviated by getting people out of traditional sources.